I don't remember. Hey there. Ah! Honestly, come here. Just come here. You see this closet? You see it in there? I just recently cleaned that closet out. It's a video on this channel. I think you know what we're about to do in there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you. But yeah, tonight we're gonna go hang out in my closet for a little bit. I would really love to just like get to the point where I go nonverbal in there. So before I get cozied in there, I'm gonna make myself a little beverage. And if you're a regular on this channel, you already know the vibes. Just re-upped on some gummies from 5. I have pineapple flavor, watermelon, blue raspberry, and lemon. Blue raspberry. Blue raspberry will basically be my first choice, I don't know, 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10. There's 10 gummies in the bag and the whole bag is $150. So I'm gonna melt down the whole bag into a yummy little drink. These are fast acting already, so when you melt them down into a drink, it's basically like instant. This is a 5 household. They make all different types of gummies. I always stay stocked with these guys, and there will be more information in the comments. Let's go ahead and make this drink. I'm just chopping them up into smaller pieces so they melt a little quicker. There we go. There's the whole bag in there. All right, please hold while we wait for this to melt. And there she is, all melted. Look at that cloudy greatness. Now, let's prep her. And there we go. Okay, we're about ready to get in here. My one concern, right, this. So, this happened before I moved in. Seems like this is a weird door. It's a closet. Why is there a lock on the inside of a closet door? I don't know. But what I assume happened is somebody accidentally locked this door because it's stuck now. You can't unlock it now. So I'm assuming somebody accidentally locked this door from the inside, shut it, and in order to open it, this is what they did. Anyways, you can still like you can still get out, but I'm scared I won't be able to. I'm scared that I'm not gonna be able to get out. I'm gonna test it right now, guys. Easy. All right, well, time to lock in. Hey, welcome to my closet. Welcome to Closet Time with Mac. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's on your heart? What's on your mind? Ooh, that's a tart drink. I put a lot of lemon juice in there. It tastes like a sour blue raspberry candy. All right. I love being an adult with free will. Let's start the discussion off strong today. Let's start it off like stirring the pot with a little bit of controversy. Let's get tempers flaring. Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Who's taking it home in a battle? Like in a fight? Me personally, gotta give Gandalf the W on that. Like, bro single-handedly defeated the Balrog. And then came back with new drip and double XP. Like like Dumbledore, don't get me wrong, very powerful. Here's how I look at them. Dumbledore, refined, wise, smart, powerful, definitely very powerful, but not very gritty. Like, he doesn't have like an edge. Like, he doesn't get his hands dirty like that. Just look at the way he dresses. The guy has like really nice, like intricate robes. He lives a different lifestyle than Gandalf. Gandalf, a little grittier. You know, Gandalf just has a little bit more grit, a little bit more like dirt underneath his fingernails. I just feel like in a fight, he's gonna be willing to go places maybe that Dumbledore wouldn't. Gandalf is just tougher, man. He's just tougher. He might not be stronger, but he is 10 out of 10 tougher. That matters in a battle. A lot. But yeah, I actually think he's walking him down 10 times out of 10. And that's just my opinion. Now, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your breakdowns of why you feel how you feel. Wow, loving this little moment in the closet. It's kind of cute. I put a little pink light back here just to add a little ambiance. I hope you appreciate it. So this new thing that I'm experiencing on the internet is that I don't trust anything that I see ever at all anywhere. Between like fake AI videos and people monetizing fake stories that never happened, like I don't trust anyone anymore. Anytime someone sits down for like a story time of like, here's this crazy thing that happened, I don't believe them and I just scroll past it, because you can just say whatever you want on the internet about whoever you want and you can monetize it. And it's encouraging people to just lie, just story tell. Like, don't get me wrong, I love drama. I love real drama though. I want there to be real stakes to this. This is gonna be bad. This closet's a lot smaller than my bathroom. I have some little guardian sharks watching over me. This one is my favorite. It's a hammerhead. And when I say I have little guardian sharks watching over me, I really, really mean that. There they are. The guardian sharks. I don't remember. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Ah, I found it! Okay, whew. No big deal, everything's fine, guys. Anyways, I don't remember if I've told the story on this channel or not, but I'm gonna tell you again. A couple months ago, I don't know, a while ago, I was at Chipotle. I don't go to Chipotle very often. That's not relevant to the story. But I was at Chipotle and I got my little order and I was leaving, right? And as I was leaving, there was a mother and her daughter like in front of me going out the door first. And so I was like standing back, like kind of waiting for them to exit. The little girl was trying to open the door for the mom and she was having a little bit of a hard time, but she got it open and her mom walked out and I stood there for a second just waiting for my turn to go out the door, and the little girl looks at me and we make eye contact, and I interpreted that as, oh, I'm holding the door, you can walk through it. That seems like a reasonable interpretation of the situation, right? I thought so. So I exit the restaurant while the little girl is holding the door. She was probably like 7 or 8. And I say, thank you so much. And as I'm walking, she catches up to her mom. They're like a couple feet in front of me. The mom says, you don't need to hold the door for other people. Excuse the fuck out of me, what? What a crazy thing to teach your daughter on this day. She was being polite. I said thank you. What was the problem here? I wanted to fight her, but I didn't say anything. I just walked to my car and minded my own business. But I really wanted to be like, what a crazy thing to say to your daughter. Like, an unpopular opinion, I think we do owe each other kindness and courtesy. Like, I don't know what has happened to where we become so hyper individualistic to where like, we're just like, I don't owe anybody my kindness. I don't owe anybody this. I don't owe anybody anything. Like, what are we saying? What? We live in a fucking capitalistic hellscape. Let's look out for each other like a little bit. Anyways, it just really made me upset because that is somebody teaching their daughter to be unkind and like rude to strangers. Was it because it was me? If it was like a little old lady, would it have been appropriate? Was it because I was able-bodied and I could have opened the door myself that she was like, fuck her, don't help her? Like, I'm a woman too. We're all women here. We're all girls. Why wouldn't you ever teach your daughter to look out for the girls? To this day, I'm upset. To this day. And that was like months ago. It could have been like a year ago, honestly. I'm sorry for yelling. You need to hold the door open for other people. What? Like, the older generation definitely has their issues and like they need to unpack a lot of it, but one thing that they are is like good neighbors, good community members. My neighbors bring my trash cans in for me almost every week. I like can't get to them fast enough. They bring my trash cans in for me. They knock on my door and they let me know if one of my cars is parked in the street and street sweeping is coming. Like, they're so courteous and nice and like neighborly. And I would never do any of that. And like, I'm a nice, good person too who wants to change this stuff. And I would never do that stuff. And I need to change and I need to do that stuff. But I guess on that same note, some of the older generation are like the worst neighbors in history. I see some property line videos where people are fighting over the line of property. Like, it certainly can get ugly. That said though, I do feel like we just owe a little bit more courtesy and kindness to each other. I need to make a bigger dent in this drink, dang. One of the coolest things I learned recently is the grandmother hypothesis. And basically, if you don't know what that is, in nature, there are very, very few creatures, female creatures, that live past like their fertility stage. Most animals, once they are no longer fertile or able to have babies, most female animals will die soon after they become infertile. You know, it's a pretty quick process. That said, there are a couple exceptions. So in some whale varieties, I know killer whales for sure, elephants and humans, the females live past like through menopause, after menopause. And biologically, scientifically, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Just generally speaking, in nature, this is not a common thing that you see. So in both elephants and killer whales, the elder females of the pods in the herds, they lead them. They're like the leaders. So it seems like they provide like a source of wisdom, knowledge, protection that happens like after they're like no longer birthing. Sorry, I just had an absolute technology meltdown. We're back. I'm back. So, there is a belief that the reason women survived past menopause is that there is some sort of benefit to older women being around. Because if you think about it, men are fertile for like their whole life, like for most of it, I guess. I don't know how sperm works. It's gross. If Robert De Niro is like 75 years old getting a 30-year-old pregnant, like they just keep going. That said, women don't. And so biologically, you'd think that we would just die out after that, but we didn't do that. We said, and they think that like grandmothers provide a lot of benefit to the early humans because they were great foragers. They had knowledge that they could pass down to their daughters. They could help with the childbearing like as a whole. So I just thought that was a really interesting thing, that evolutionarily women have value outside of just birth. And I love that. Oh. The last time we were in a small room together, I gave you a Bible story. And I think I just share Bible stories every now and then because I really like history. Like, I really enjoy learning about the past. And so with that in mind, let's talk about the Lincoln assassination. So, 1865, there was a civil war going on in America. The South was like, no, we love slavery. Let's keep it. It's the best. And the North was like, no, simply no. This is evil and it must stop. Right? Right. And so this country had like a whole civil war about it. The North was fighting the South, and let me tell you, the South was outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, outstrategized. Like, they really just got spanked. Like, spanked so hard. And at the time of this war, Lincoln was president. Anywho, in like March of 1865, this actor, John Wilkes Booth, he was pretty famous, low-key. And he was like, you know what? I'm super racist. And I really believe in what the South is fighting for. I love that shit. And so he devised this whole plan and was like, I'm going to kidnap Lincoln, because there was this issue where they were doing prisoner exchanges, right? And the South was like, we're not giving back the black prisoners. We're keeping those. So we'll give back the white ones. We'll trade the white ones. And then so Abraham was like, what? No, what? And so he like canceled the whole thing. He said, okay, no exchanges. Nobody's getting exchanged until everybody comes back, regardless of their skin color, okay? You guys are being so extra. And that really pissed John Wilkes Booth off. He was like, listen, I'm gonna kidnap Lincoln, and when I kidnap Lincoln, I'm going to, blackmail the Union, the North, to resume the exchanges, right? And so he had planned to do that, but at the last minute, like, Lincoln, like, changed plans. He was supposed to be one place, but he ended up in a different place. And so, our good old boy, John Wilkes Boothie, was unable to kidnap the diva doll. That all happened, like, March 17th-ish. And on April 9th, the Confederacy, they surrendered. Robert E. Lee, pussy, went to the courthouse and surrendered. Obviously, John Wilkes Booth was very upset about that. He was like, we need to do something. He was like, we gotta rally the people of the South to get them to fight this war again because it's worth it. It's so worth it. And so prior to this, John Wilkes Booth had acquired some goons, alright? He got some of his friends, I don't really remember their names, Goon 1, Goon 2, and Goon 3, we'll say. He acquired those goons to be like, okay, you're gonna help me in this plot to kidnap the president, right? And then that whole thing fell through. He still had these goons on call, and he was like, okay, look, regroup. I found out because I'm an actor and I work at a theater. He went to go pick up his mail at like a theater or something, I guess. And he found out that Lincoln was going to be there that evening to watch some play. And so John was like, look, tonight's the night. We're executing a plan. Here's the plan. Goon 1, you're going to go find the Secretary of State. He's at his house. Go find him. You're gonna kill him. Go kill the Secretary of State. Goon 2, you're gonna go to this hotel and you're gonna kill the Vice President. Okay? You're gonna go kill the Vice. Me, I'm gonna go to the theater and I'm gonna kill Lincoln. Goon 3, you're gonna be at the theater with my getaway horse. Be prepared. So they have this plan. They meet at like 8:45 p.m. and then they're like, okay, we're all gonna do the murder at 10:10 p.m. John Wilkes Booth slithers his way into the theater, and since he's John Wilkes Booth and he's like famous, they're like, oh my god, John, you're famous. What are you, hey buddy, go wherever you want. And so he did. He went wherever he wanted, and he approached the box that Lincoln was in. And according to witnesses, he like wrote something down on a piece of paper and gave it to like the attendant, and then eventually the door opened and he went in. Once inside, he wedged the door shut. Something with like a pole in the floor. He made sure that the door couldn't be opened again. And then there was a secondary door between him and where Lincoln was sitting. And allegedly, he like drilled a hole through the door so that he could like peekaboo before he did his little murder, because he was familiar with the play. And so he waited until it was at a part where there was like laughter. He goes through the door. Once he hears the laughter, he caps Lincoln from behind, gets the guy, right? The dude that Lincoln was with, he had like a friend there, starts wrestling with John Wilkes Booth, all right? He sees that he caps Lincoln, so the other guy starts wrestling with John Wilkes Booth, gets the gun away from him, but John has a knife, so he stabs the guy in the arm. He's okay. But then he like jumps off of the box. It's like one of those like elevated like seats or whatever onto the stage. It was like a 12-foot drop or something. I don't know. And at that point, everybody's trying to get him. They're like, who, this guy, what? Get him! It was pandemonium. I think he ended up like stabbing like one of the orchestra people, like the head of the orchestra or something, on his way out. But his goon was waiting outside with his little getaway horse, and he really just like slapped the shit out of his goon on his way out. I think he actually like hit him with his gun on accident or on purpose. I don't know, but he got away on the horse. And then ensued what like one of the biggest manhunts in the country's history at that time. Like it was like over 1,000 dudes looking for him. They did find him, and he didn't surrender, so he got shot. But let's regroup and go back to these other goons, because these other goons had some assignments on this night, right? Secretary of State, Vice President. Secretary of State was like sick at home or something. I might be getting these mixed up, I'm not sure. But the goon shows up there, and like the nurse or whoever is taking care of the guy, he's like, oh, I have this medicine and I have direct orders from the doctor to tell him how to take this medicine. And the lady's a little skeptical, but she's like, okay. And so he goes, but then he runs into the guy's son. The guy's son is there, and he's like, who the fuck are you? What do you want? And he was like, oh, I have to give this medicine to your dad. He's like, well, he's asleep, so you're gonna have to come back later. And all that commotion, I guess, woke the dad up, and he's like, what's going on? I'm in here. And so at that point, Goon whips out his gun and tries to shoot the son. The gun doesn't work, so he just beats him with it. He knocks him unconscious with the butt of the gun. Had to be violent. And then he finds the secretary and he stabs him, but the secretary had some sort of like neck brace on. So although he did get like a horrendous like stab like and scar on his face, he survived because of the brace on his neck. He couldn't get to the femoral artery or whatever that artery is in your neck. And then the goon fled. I think they found all of them. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. The next goon was supposed to go kill the vice president at the hotel, and instead he went down to the bar, got really drunk, and went to bed. He said, fuck it. Fuck this plan, man. This plan sucks. So good for him on that day. Getting drunk and going to bed was the right decision. Yeah, so they caught all the goons. A couple of them were hanged. One of them got away for a little bit and then was acquitted. I don't know which goon he was. I'm sorry. But John Wilkes Booth, they caught him and they shot him in his own manhunt. They got that guy. That sneeze almost killed me. This seems to be soothing my throat though, that's good. And this closet might never recover from this. Whew. Ooh. Yeah. How I'm feeling is ridiculous right now. Oh my god. Well, I got nothing else to say, so let's get out of here. Oh, wow. Let me just put this air fucking filter in there, actually. There we go. Oh my god. Whoo, if you're still watching this video right now, comment. Wizards. Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Who is it? Where's my tripod? I think it's actually in my office. I think that's all I have for you guys today, but come back Wednesday. I will have Vlogmas up, and I'm just grateful to have you and grateful to be here. Okay, I'll see you next time. Remember, make your choices, be good to yourself, be good to each other. I will do the same, and I love you.